it was clear to us in C12 that there were two sources of value: value added, economic value added, and spiritual value added. And for me, looking at the company, giving $15,000 a year and not really having any active ministry other than the one corporate chaplain, in 2008, because now I was in charge, we began to expand that corporate chaplain presence, and we had them in 17 of our locations, the first in Canada. And it was a difficult road to find chaplains to get into Canada. But I began to think about this seriously, from success to significance. To whom much is given, much is expected. And for me, as you've all been through the planning sessions, if you've got a current state and then you've got a desired state or success state, and you filled strategy and objectives to meet the gap. You did that every year. I often called it the gap trap, because we always were trying to get to to close the new gap to the new level of performance. And we began to talk, my leadership team in 2009 and 10 is, well, how do we move beyond success to significance? And so we began at that time in a rudimentary way to involve ourselves in what we called, the strategic plan for ministry. And we began to list out those things that we could do the next year that would promote significance for the employee. And the one thing I've learned, and you've all heard this, but in Ecclesiastes it tells us that God put the heart of eternity in man and women, because they cannot see the beginning or the end. And so all people that you work with have to wrestle with the idea of, where did they come from? Am I a product of chance and rising from the ooze? Or do we have a creator? Every person needs to answer that question. Second question they need to answer is, what's my purpose? Why am I here? You can come up with two different answers if you believe that you're a random chance or you were made by a creator. Third question, of course, is, how should I live? Is there some moral law that I should govern myself to? How should I treat others? How should I worship a God? Is there some transcendent law that I need to pay attention to? And then finally, the fourth thing is, where am I going? Every human being, because they cannot see the beginning or the end of eternity, has to answer those questions. And so the question, as we have in C12 and our management team, all of us need to facilitate the helping and the answering of those questions. What's my purpose? How should I live, and where am I going?